Hello, my lovely internet friends. I thought I would drop in just to talk a little bit about what I'm reading lately. So, I've probably mentioned having read Freya's Baby, a novel by Alice Liddell, and this is the same Alice that I've recently been posting a lot, is doing the new Alice Chronicles with um, the Literary Mercenary, which, by the way, awesome, awesome. Please follow on YouTube. I will link below. And I think that if you at all like anything about um, Alice in Wonderland or any of the Through the Looking Glass or American McGee's Alice or any version of that whole world, you would like that. But like I said, I really enjoyed Freya's Baby. Um, and so now I am going to be reading Freya's Baby Shattered, which is an alternate version of the story, also by Alice Liddell, of course. And so it is an alternate future version. Um, and I'm really excited to read it. However, this is second on my list after I read The Resurrectionist. So my friend and Spoonie sibling, for those of us in the chronic illness community, you know exactly what I mean. Persephone Octavius, I can never get the last name right, has been working on this for literal years. Published it. It's available on Amazon, as is Alice Liddell's work. So you can find um, the those two books and her other books. This is Persephone Octavius's first published work. So I have bumped their piece to the top. I've been waiting. I'm so psyched that they sent this to me in hardcover. Of course, it's available as an ebook and a paperback, but they sent this to me in hardcover, and I cannot wait. This is what I'm about to start reading as soon as I get a chance to read. And last but not least, I finished reading To Ache is to Be Alive by Cherry Antipas. I have never actually tried to say Cherry's last name aloud before, but it's gonna zoom on in there. Cherry Antipas, and then the other name is the illustrator. But it's called To Ache is to Be Alive. This is, I believe, I should have looked. Book six or book seven of Cherry's work. And all of it is just amazing. I mean, like, you would not believe how deep uh, most of and Cherry writes about um, people who are going through things in psych units and people who are like dealing with love but also dealing with mental illness. And I have read The Blue Line. I've read I've read basically all of Cherry's work except for there's a new one that's just come out. It's like book 8, and I've not had a chance to read it yet. But other than that, I was lucky enough. Cherry sent me a physical version of this. These books are $5 as an ebook on Amazon, and the early work that Cherry had put up, basically everything till this, it's just like I have read many of those books again and again. I've read this one, and I already look forward to go back going back through and reading it. It's, complex love stories, complex stories of friendship, taking place in Australia, which um, the mental health system there is a bit different, and it's dealing with, if you're familiar with Australia, it's dealing with the young people, but not teenagers. They're in the adult units, but they're young, all under 25. um and these are deep, deep stories. They're in the private units, and there are some trigger warnings, of course, that thinking about what would people be talking about in those kind of situations. But the I mean, the depth of these characters, to be able to write multiple books about people in these same kind of locations and write unique characters one after another, write unique relationships one after another. She herself is, I believe, under 25 years old and just absolutely brilliant and has overcome so much. And she's just, a firecracker. And I am constantly amazed, because I considered myself quite a writer, when I was younger. And I mean, yeah, I wrote poetry more than anything, but she is just, like, Cherry is amazing. Um, this is someone I would have loved to have, put my young self in a time machine. I would love to have workshopped, uh, writing with Cherry. I still, we were in the same country. I would love to do that. But yeah, no, I'm just, all of, so not just this piece, not just To Ache Is to Be Alive, but this is just the most recent one that I've read. But please, consider, especially because they're only $5. So, like, you could go on and you could buy 4 of her pieces. This one is incredible. So are the other ones. I will list some of them below. But yeah, so I have just, some amazing, amazing reading here. So, all right. Hope everyone is doing well. Mad love.